what's up YouTube? Me, Andy here. How you doing? Today we're going to be making a video called The Gamer's Dictionary. The Gamer's Dictionary will be about terms from games that you may know or may not know. In other words, it's from games in general. So here we go. Starting off on this list, we're going to be talking about a controller, or gamepad, whatever you want to call it. Looks like this, or however else. This is like for the Wii, by the way. You can look like this. They don't all look like that. Nope, different. Like Sony's PSP looks a little different than, say, this. And Sony's PS2, PS1, and PS3 and PS4 controllers all look different. Same button layout, just a little different. Okay. Maybe more buttons, maybe less than others. Next up we have headphones or earbuds. Gaming headsets usually. These are what allow us to hear the game and basically ignore everybody else and tune everything else out. It also helps with immersion, especially when you have our next term, a game chair. A game chair is what you use to sit in and game. It makes you feel like you're on a throne, like you're a king of your game. You're on top of your game. And that's a good thing. You need that for the immersion rather than just a puny desk chair like one of those fold-out metal chairs. They're not comfortable, they don't vibrate, unlike your game chair. Your game chair vibrates, has bass. It can even connect with another game chair. And you can plug your gaming headset into it. I think that's pretty cool. On our next term, we have your monitor. Your monitor is your screen. It can look like that. Or it can look like something really small and tiny and puny and pathetic. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Whatever you choose to game on, you need to make sure you can be immersed in it. Which comes to our next term, immersion. Immersion basically is how well you can stare at the screen and ignore pretty much everything else going on around you. And that's very important for us gamers because when we immerse ourselves, we don't have to constantly worry about the doors if our parents are going to walk in and bother us. That's why usually, we like to keep to ourselves. We also don't want to have to worry about the window and whatnot. We don't want to have to worry about anything. So we try to keep it all to our backs, usually. I would. In other words, I have my back facing the door or whatever. I will, one day. Whenever I figure out some stuff. I kind of move a TV that's a whole bunch of pounds, possibly. Coming up on our next on the list, we have See there? Horror RPG. A horror RPG is, well, first of all, let's look at what an RPG is. Then you'll understand what horror RPG is. RPG, or role-playing game, is basically, sometimes it's turn-based, other times not. It's where you get to walk around in the fantasy world, and you collect stuff, and you use it to build things, or craft weapons or items, and you use it to survive and play the game. A horror RPG takes that and adds a little sense of you're going to probably poop yourself, and when you do poop yourself, it's going to be nice and brown, and you're going to see it all over your game chair seat. Because this is Russian jump scare. Not really. But you may forget to use said facilities and such things may happen. Yes, they may happen. On our next list, we have AC to DC, direct alternate current to direct current. It's your power cords. It can go into the wall or into the power strip. Next we have the WYR. Yellow, white, red. Those colored cords, that's what we have. Plugs into your TV or converter box. Next we have PC, which is playable character. It's basically you, who you're playing as, or you can play as. You have NPC, which is non-player character. They are fun to torment, by the way. Let's see. Oh yes, Rage Quit. This seem familiar to you? No, come on. Bob Saget! Son of a snowball! Okay, by the way, that didn't really hurt, but I mean, does that seem familiar to you? Because if so, you'll know what this is. A rage quit is basically where people, they get mad over them losing or dying in a retardedly hilarious way. That shouldn't even happen because they feel like they're a pro, and in reality we all know, and even they know deep down that they're not, because they're not in EA Sports or in the E3 or whatever. They're not in like a league of gamers, which is every gamer's dream, I would think. It's because they realize they suck, or they misplaced a button combo, they messed up somewhere, and then this boss that was really retarded beat them in one hit. Let that sink in for a few minutes. Okay, time's up. Next turn. The whiner. You hear this?
I can't play this game, it's so hard, man. You keep winning, let me win for once, yeah.
If you know of anyone like that, I sympathize with you. Whatever the word is. That word, I feel it, yeah. I get it. I had to play with one of these at Easter seals. We were playing like a Mario game or something, I think it was like a fighting game. And there was this guy who wouldn't quit whining and throwing a temper tantrum where he like kicks and screams. I mean, yes, there's a difference between being a whiner and having a meltdown. That is not a meltdown what he just did. He threw a temper tantrum that he did when he did. That is what we call a whiner. Whiners can also possibly get very aggressive when they pound on the machine. It's not the machine's fault that you lost. Don't abuse the hardware, please. The software doesn't need to be replaced because there's a joystick jutting into the side of the game board. Please don't. Gamer altercations, aka fights, I have heard usually result in just a bunch of rolling around on the floor. Basically, when you see a bunch of people rolling around on the floor, like, talking to each other, grunting and grunting, take that, and, like, they throw sissy punches. It's probably because most gamers don't have the physical strength that those who, like, work out and go to the gym do. In other words, basically, those gamers could beat us up in an instant. And I believe this would usually happen back in the day at the arcades when you had to go outside of your house and play a game, which is going to destroy next term. Arcades! arcades were those places you had to go to back in the day to like play claw games, get stuffed toys, plushies and stuffed animals, or candy or plastic things out of, like a ring or a hairpin or whatever, like a toy spider or a toy duck, I don't know. Or you had those gotcha machines where like you turn the knob after putting quarters in, you just get some random thing. Those still exist, but sadly they're all going to like, you have to swipe a card instead of putting a token in or a quarter. Because the token's like the most awesome thing, and that brings us to our next term, token. Token is a token. It's a coin, but it's not money. It only has value in the arcade when you put it into the machine in there, and because if you try to spend it outside, people are going to look at you funny, like, are you crazy? You're trying to buy something with a gold coin that's not even real gold. And some of them are actually now collector's items, I believe. I have a few tokens. I'll go over that in another video with like different token styles and things like that, or probably, if I remember. And our final term will be console. What's a console? Well, it's kind of a thing you need to play the game in the first place. Otherwise, what's the point of having a game and a controller when you got nothing to plug in and plug your controller into and put the console, and put the disc in, something. I mean, you could probably maybe put it in your toaster if you wanted, but A, that you'd have to cram it in there maybe, and B, it's not a smart idea. You'd ruin the game, probably your toaster. I mean, by golly, if you want to go and do something like that, be my guest. Don't come crying to me if you fail and something happens to you. Warning, if you try this, I assume no responsibility for your actions. That's all on you. Oh yeah, and finishing up the term console, it's like your Nintendo 64, your GameCube, or your Wii. Look, there's a Wii up there. I don't know if you could see it, but let's get a little closer. There's your Wii. See? Your Wii. It also means your PS3, PS4, PS5, 9, whatever you want. Game Boy Advance, all these are consoles. They're even consoles that weren't very popular. For example, the Game Boy, these Virtual Boy, that I think that gave people a lot of headaches, I've heard, so. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends, family, and everybody that you know. Your cat, your dog, your grandma, your grandpa, even that old guy who's in a nursing home and has nothing to do, especially share videos like this with him. Give him something to do. Because everybody knows we all need something to do. And that's to pick up a controller and play a game. God bless you guys. Have a good day. I'm out.